Alright guys, what is growing on? So this video topic today is going to kind of be about answering some questions I get all the time. Pete, when is the best time to plant a fruit tree? And I've said this in a few other videos, but the best time to plant a fruit tree would be 20 years ago. The second best time is now. And really the best time to plant a fruit tree if you're in the South would be in rainy season. So we're just getting into June, we're just getting into our rainy time of year. A lot less, shock, a lot less hand watering. These plants are going to thrive if you plant them going into June like we are right now. I can tell you just a few weeks ago, it has been so dry here. I had established fruit trees like loquats that have naturalized around Florida that were turning brown in some areas. So we were just getting to the point where I was getting ready to throw out some overhead irrigation in a few areas, and I had to do that actually in an area behind my house, but can't do that on a scale that we're on. When you're on, multiple acres, getting out here and watering doesn't always work, and looks like there's a ripe rack of Namwa up there. Need to get that one cut down, and we've been getting racks, it seems, about every 2 weeks. I have not, so if you guys want to know, I have been a slacker when it comes to maintenance around here. I have not had much time for pruning my own gardens. That's why I have not made a lot of videos at my own farm this year, and I'm featuring my clients' projects because I'm too busy working for you all. But this is really becoming like a true food forest, and by a food forest, there's not a lot of human integration going on here. I'm not even doing the pruning or the chop and drop I should be doing probably over the last 6 to 9 months. And what's the worst thing that's going to happen if I walk away from a system like this? It's going to become a forest, and it's going to be a forest that's going to have fruit trees in it, and avocados and loquats and starfruit and white sapote and mulberries. It's going to feed nature. Maybe the people aren't going to get it if I walk away, but you kind of get where I'm going with this. This thing is thriving on neglect. There is no love. There is no tender care. I'm not out here babying stuff, and that's what all of our systems mimic. And look who's coming over to say hello. Hey, how are you? What up, big girl? Don't be slobbering on my lens now. Can we get a big sit? You heard me talking. You came out to say hello. All right, so that's the big girl, Kiki. If you guys haven't met her yet, she is the guardian of the farm. But let me kind of get back to what I was talking about here. I got a little thrown off subject as I saw her walking up. This whole place is thriving on neglect. We've given these plants a lot of love when they were first installed, a lot of hand watering for the first 30 to 45 days. But we don't come in here and fertilize. We don't have irrigation now, and it mimics everything you see in nature. That's what happens here with permaculture. It mimics natural systems. So, raise your hand if you get home from work and you look out in the woods and they're wilted and you run out there with the hose and water, or you fertilize your trees, in the preserve once a year in the backyard. You don't do that, right? Because that stuff is thriving on its own without our love and attention, and plants are just like that. When it comes to edible plants and designing our own food forest and kind of edible ecosystem here, it can be just like what we see in nature. So everything out here is just thriving without my love, my attention, fertilizer. The one thing I have been doing a lot of this year, I've talked about in other videos, we've got no lack of mulch. Mulch has been coming in like no other. I can't keep up with it. Usually I spend 2, 3, sometimes 4 hours a week just managing, moving that mulch around. If I was to not get out there and move the mulch would be in the street by now, because of the amounts that come in here on a regular basis. So the whole idea for us is getting up there and piling it up higher, taking up less space, getting out here and putting it on the paths, putting it in the garden, put it on the fruit trees. And the one thing I could tell you is, you can see I have been feeding the bananas, so the bananas have gotten fed probably more this year than any year in the past, and that's probably the reason why I've got so many dang racks. I mean, it's like rack city around here, guys. The size of the pups that have been coming up this year are just massive sword pups. I haven't even seen any water suckers yet. I mean, look at this dwarf Namwa. Nice short fat tree, no irrigation. Pretty unbelievable. You guys want to see something else that's nuts? I almost made a video just about this the other day, but probably more on like my Instagram or TikTok. It might not have been YouTube worthy. And for all y'all that watch my videos and maybe are into more of a vlog type setup or aren't seeing enough of me on YouTube on a weekly basis, just know on my stories on YouTube, on TikTok, I'm constantly posting more real life, day-to-day activity, whatever job we're on. So if it doesn't make it here, it's there if you guys are on me. But check this out, turmeric, a beautiful plant, a root, very commonly used in medicine and cooking. My favorite is taking for its anti-inflammatory properties. I take this as a supplement every day. Guys, this thing literally busted through the concrete. Like, are you kidding me? I said concrete, I meant asphalt. I cannot believe that this little weak plant And I don't want to quite bend that one over. I know there's got to be a couple others around here, but I can just literally barely bend that stem and it's gonna flop over. How that thing had the strength to puncture through that blacktop is beyond me. You know, here's a bigger one, you know, from last year. I mean, I could just literally come up to this with 2 fingers and that punched through the blacktop. It's kind of mind-blowing. So you guys know about my spiraling gingers. These are going off right now. Definitely a summertime favorite, and it is key to get that little red ringer on there. I think you guys can kind of see like that water drop that's built up there on the bottom. That's like pure sugar. That is the sweetest part. You got to get the red on there. It's good without the red. Probably has a little bit more sour. If you get the red, it makes it a lot sweeter. Really nice crunch, really nice garnish. Macadamia nut, bamboo, more bananas. So everything in here. I'm lucky to just find the time to just come in and harvest, much less get in here, like I said, prune my paths, you know, take care of my own place. And it's something that I want to do more of, and it's my focus, but we have been swamped. Things have been crazy, shorthanded with help, probably working 70, 80 hours a week. And I say working, I love what I do, so it's not quite work. I really am, I'm passionate about this. So it's like when I go to work, it's kind of like another day just hanging out with my friends, or, you know, I get to go out and rip people's yards out. I get to go out and rip people's grass out of the ground. We get to plant fruit trees and come back and watch these things grow. I have a pretty awesome job, so I can't really complain about how much I work. I feel blessed to be as busy as we are. You know, there's a lot of people that have been negatively affected over the last year. Guys, I'm seeing some, it looks like actually the squirrels got in there. Those top couple of bananas are a little bit chewed into. That's definitely the Namwa variety, sugarcane, big giant chaya. I mean, these are turning into like chaya trees out here. Definitely time to hack those back. Mexican sunflower, persimmon, elderberry. So here's the one for you. This elderberry tree was about 15 foot just a few weeks ago. It literally blew over and was laying on its side. I had looked at it for like a week or two. Finally got out here. I whacked the thing back to 3 or 4 foot. I put all the brush on the banana. The next day I came with the tractor, completely buried the brush. All I did was stand this thing up and stomp on it, and it's coming back. You know, this is how tough plants are. I get these comments all the time. You know, I have a brown thumb, I can't grow anything. I had a brown thumb, I thought, at one point too. You're growing the wrong stuff. You know, once you start planting the right species, once you start doing things at the right time, once you start using the right amendments, you know, you'll have success. And then from success, it's just going to keep going on. It becomes quite addictive. You got to watch out. You might end up like me. Big old Pakistani mulberry, olive trees, plum, another big mulberry. Cherry of the Rio Grandes did really good this year. We probably collected 1,000 seeds. Here's another nice avocado. Lots of dwarf firebush in this area. Really nice perennial peanut ground cover throughout this area. I believe there was a ton of turmeric in here. It's probably, most of it got harvested, so we know we've replanted up against the far fence, and we actually added a bunch of organic matter. This is almost getting closed in out here. No time for the market garden. That is probably going to be the next video. I'm going to put some drip zones in out there. We're putting some things on, basically larger things on drip, like loquats, avocados, anything that's beyond a 3-gallon that we could keep on running lines out there, and for mostly for big installs and for orders for delivery, just to have those plants on hand. Champagne, loquat, plum, this one does really good every year. Goldenrod's just getting ready to flower. Olives kind of going a little bit nuts here. Ooh, look at this. So got a little lucky here. We got a pineapple guava, feijoa flower here, and the petals on this are delicious. They almost taste like strawberry shortcake. So you just eat the outer part. And it's quite delicious. That one was maybe a little bit overcooked. I think fresher, they may be even a little bit better. But pineapple guava. Oh, there's another flower in over here. And this one I found doesn't really set fruit too well on its own, at least down here in Florida. It needs a little bit of self-pollination. So, you know, by taking these flowers and grabbing a flower like this and coming over to, where we at? Like another flower like this, and just kind of rubbing the two together, like the paintbrush effect, we can get these guys to actually set some fruit here. So a little pro tip with the pineapple guava. This one actually looks like it's got much better petals on it. Oh yeah. Super sweet. All right, let's get back to that tour. So, perennial peanut, sunshine mimosa filled out this area really well, just getting a couple sporadic weeds. And you'll see the purple flowers from the sunshine mimosa and the orange flowers from the perennial peanut throughout here. Doing really well. So mulch driveways are holding up. We're starting to get a little weed penetration where it meets the main driveway. It happens almost about every year in this area with the nuts edge. And typically what I do is I just come in and I scrape that area out. You know, I'll throw it in the compost or give it to the chickens, and I'll just remulch it with some fresh mulch. That usually does the job to keep it at bay for about another year. And we use no chemicals. I mean, we use no fertilizer here. We use no Roundup. We use no herbicides. So all of this is maintained, you know, organically. All the weeds on the driveway, which I don't get a lot of weed penetration on the driveway itself. I think driving that vehicle on there on a regular basis really helps to keep things in check. I'm gonna flip the camera around now, and you guys are gonna see some weeds. I haven't had a chance to get out here with even the weed eater kind of growing up along the sides of the driveway. But that's where I do get weeds, right there on the edge where the car tire doesn't hit. Same thing a little bit on this side. And maybe 3-4 times a year we'll pull the weeds on the edge, or sometimes we'll use an organic spray like Avenger. Really nice specimen of the pineapple guava, lesser galangal, the shell ginger. We've got some different begonias in here, wax myrtle. Everybody keeps asking me, Pete, when are you gonna fruit a jackfruit? I don't know, I can't wait. I was hoping this would be the year. We've had about 3 mild winters in a row. This one's close, the one by the back of my house is close. I have seen some male flowers, but I have not seen any female flowers yet, and I'm constantly looking. I did not come out here and look through before the video, so maybe we'll find something kind of exciting out here. Pomegranates seem to always be putting on fruit here. Whoa. But what I have noticed, a lot of times they will split before they're completely ripe. See, we have a lot of that longevity spinach over here. So yeah, I actually did do a little bit of watering over here on these Japodicabas. So over here in this area, these 2 big 15 gallons when we put in this zone about a year ago, they were looking pretty rough. So I watered this Japodicaba, actually just left the hose on really slow, and then watered the other one, kind of got them to perk back up, and now we're getting back into rainy season, so they're already looking way better. But you guys, one thing technology might be good for is getting you a scratch and sniff option, or maybe you can smell the fragrance that's in the air right now. The sweet almond is blowing this way, and it's just something else. Covered in bees, covered in butterflies, all different types of beneficial and predatory insects. It's probably one of the best ones we have here around the farm. The other day when I was out front, I actually found some passion fruits on the ground. There was some green ones and some purple ones out here by one of the front vines in the nursery. And I think I'm gonna go behind the house. Let's show you guys some banana areas. And I'm probably gonna cut this thing short. Don't wanna make a super long video here today. Look at the size of that monstera. So monstera deliciosa with fruits. Yes, and just like the botanical name said, monstera deliciosa, the fruits are delicious. I was really blown away the first time I ate that fruit. It was like a year or two ago, and it kind of blew my mind. Like, I've been watching this plant for so long. This plant is a house plant. I see it everywhere. I've heard a couple people talk about the fruit being edible. I kind of like blew it off like it was no big deal. Once I finally tried it, it literally tastes like a kind of like a pineapple cantaloupe. It's quite delicious. So spin this thing around, stop talking. We've harvested a bunch of racks of bananas out of this area. I want to say probably 2 to 3 within the last 3 months. We almost got bananas here all winter long this year. And you can see I came in with the loader, kind of ran over a few of these palmettos and dumped huge loads of mulch on all of these bananas. And I mean, you can see this one was mulched really good. It's got a nice pup, has a rack coming up. I'm just blown away with the production we're getting over here in the understory. Turmerics are all coming back up. Taro Malanga is all coming back up. Shampooed ginger is waking up. And you guys are gonna see little mountains of mulch everywhere. Like, I have not been playing around with this mulch this year. Whenever I get a chance, I'm coming out here and I'm dropping piles. Believe this is that false kava. I gotta get this stuff out of here. Definitely taken over. It's almost slightly invasive, so that's one I plan on in the next few weeks to actually rip out of here. And I started staging mulch right here by the back of the food forest. So typically speaking, when I'm out here moving mulch, I'm using the big loader, the dump truck. I think I ran 15 dump truck loads. So I load the truck with the big loader, come over here, dump them, pile them up, and I'll let it age here in the back, and then I'll put it onto the bananas. And everywhere where we've been putting it on the bananas, I mean, they are flowering, they are fruiting. I have a couple of really huge bananas right now. And I'm just impressed with the size of the pups. The thickness, the girth. They're really, we're getting like no water suckers. They're all sword suckers coming up right now. And I definitely have some, dead to cut back in here, some chopping and dropping, but this is real. I haven't done anything here. This is what it looks like thriving on neglect. This is what it looks like with very low attention. Haven't had a chance to spread these mulch piles yet, but look at the size of that pup. Pretty unbelievable. Here's another really nice thick pup right here. Another thing is I always try to put the palmy material back here for the bananas. I've found they seem to really like the silica that comes out of the palms, and also the palmy material is the one that the clients don't normally want to see. It's got a bunch of junk in it, maybe has boots in it, so I just use it here on my own property because it's still a good product. It's just unfortunately, it's not as pretty. It doesn't break down as quickly, so aesthetically speaking, it might not be as liked. Got another rack that looks like it's not a very big rack, but it's super close. I might have already had a couple of ripe ones. That one's actually got a tint of yellow, so I think the squirrels are beating me out here, guys. Can't keep up. So lots of Orinoco back in here, racks on racks, big old star fruit trees. Whoa! Look what came down last night. What? Get out of here. Guys, you can't keep up with bananas when you got Raja Puri hanging out on the ground. Whoa, let's see what's going on. That one's a little bit overcooked. Oh, not quite the dwarf Namois. Actually was not too horrible, but a little mushy. Got a longan tree here in the shade doing really well. Wow. I guess maybe I should have eaten that on camera. I was super impressed with the flavor. Even though it was a little bit overcooked, it tasted better than a store-bought banana overcooked. Alright guys, so I can name off 100 reasons why you should be out here growing trees, how it can be so easily. I've got hundreds of videos on how to do this, and I'm not getting into all the how-tos on this video. I just wanted to give you guys kind of a quick update, show you what was growing on around here. That is a fat rack. Check that guy out right there. Believe that's an Orinoco variety. Here's a really nice Japoticaba. Star fruit, loaded in fruit. There's a big Canistelle in there. And this one's really impressive to me. A lot of times I'll be sitting in the pool area and I'll be looking out. And when I'm dumping mulch, when I'm feeding these plants, when I'm feeding these trees, I'm only hitting the ones that are near the path where I can get to with the loader, like I talked about over there by the guest house. I ran over those palmettos to get in there. It's a full day job. It's a task to get out here with the guys, to get the wheelbarrows, to run the mulch into these areas that aren't right next to the path. What I'm getting at is these trees get no love or attention that are further in. This Puerto Rican black banana, I believe that's a praying hands. But the one that impresses me the most is this one. This is Saba. The girth on the bottom of this is like a tree. Look at the size of that pup. And these bananas get to be almost 25 foot tall. No irrigation, hardly any mulch, no love, no attention. And that is just a massive banana tree. Y'all see this thing? Like seriously, look at the size of this tree. This isn't even the bottom. So I'm guessing with more water, with more, chicken manure, mulch, this thing would be beast. So definitely could get a lot bigger. Oh, banana land. That Thai pepper leaf has really made a really nice ground cover, and I need to get back in here. I think we're talking about week after next, taking a couple days off. I'm actually going to push a job back for my own property because I do want to reset some areas. I do want to do some heavy pruning before a lot of this stuff starts flowering. I'd rather get it now than before it's flowering and we have a problem and we don't get a fruit set because we pruned at the wrong time. So another star fruit, just completely loaded in green fruits. Going to be another epic year of carambola here. Another Japoticaba, another rack. more star fruit. Oh. All right, I don't want this video to get too long. If you guys want to see some more farm updates, little tours around here, basically just hit the quick food forest by the house, the food forest behind the house today. I could probably get back over to the greenhouse area. I know we're gonna do a Centropic video here in the next few days, and I'll keep you guys posted on that market garden rip out update. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Y'all see this big jackfruit? So this is 4 seeds that were planted. What I really need to do here is take out these 3 trees, push all that energy to that one big one. And that's what I was talking about, taking a day, doing some coppicing and doing some pruning back in this area. That is a big sugar apple tree. And you guys, if you span over here behind me, you'll see I started staging mulch to redo this area around the greenhouse. So I think we're gonna wait until we get the mulch spread, until we get ready prepping the greenhouse to actually make another video over there in that area. But if you guys enjoyed this quick update video, drop me a comment down below. Tell me you want more of these update videos. I'll try to do them a little bit more often for you here around the farm. Although I do try to do the nursery updates on a regular basis. And speaking of nursery, we just expanded again. So stay tuned. That's gonna be coming here really shortly. Whoa, would you look at this chaya? I mean, if you guys are not growing chaya, this plant is super easy to grow, really nutritious, 4 times as nutritious as spinach, literally thrives on neglect, needs no love or attention, does need to be cooked, but also attracts beneficial and predatory insects, so does really great here. This is an area I definitely haven't been in a while. Here's a big longan. We've got lots of white sapote, got some loquats, and I got some really big asper bamboo in this area. And there's the crazy big girl. Hey, what are you doing, crazy? You playing with Ginger? I see that dirty butt. Another white sapote. Here's another patch of jackfruits. Another one that needs to be thinned down, so. Oh, what are you doing, crazy? All right, so I just want to get on here and give you guys a quick little tour today, tell you that we are in rainy season. Now is the time to plant a fruit tree. Like, I can't say enough about it. Now is the time to start a garden. Now is the time to start looking into perennials. I mean, I could start going on and on about inflation, the price of wood, the price of gas today, the problem we're having with cars. I could even start digging down the agriculture rabbit hole and the food shortages that are potentially coming. I have a friend that was just at Chick-fil-A the other day, and he said there was only like 2 or 3 items on the menu. That to me is like mind-blowing. So knowing where your food comes from, growing your own food, just kind of makes a little bit of sense right now. Not only is it good for us, not only can it heal us mentally, physically, it's kind of fun. You can have a lot of really good time getting out there and eating leaves and eating fruit and eating flowers from your own backyard. You can't buy that stuff anywhere. So once you've planted it, once you've grown it, once you've tasted it, kind of just, so kind of getting you guys down a rabbit hole here. Hopefully everybody's out there pounding some dirt right now. We are in rainy season. I see out west, you guys are getting hammered with dryness. I'm trying to send you guys some water, doing the rain dance for you. I feel bad. We definitely had a really dry, bad dry season for about 5 or 6 weeks this year, but nothing compared to what you guys are getting. I mean, I'm seeing agriculture areas completely dried up out there. So doing the rain dance for out west. I hope you guys get some of it this year. Definitely blessed to be in Florida and be getting these continual rains. It's almost every afternoon now we're getting it, so really lucky to have that. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button. If you have some ideas for more videos, some things you want me to cover here around the farm, not off-site type topics, let me know. Drop them in the comments down below. I'll try to get those out for you over the next couple weeks. I got a Centropic update coming here soon. That's about it. So get out there, enjoy this rainy season, pound some dirt, plant some trees.